Nandakumara. Okay, your mic is not working. Okay, anybody else can sing? Anybody else? Shankirtana. Patita Prabhu's daughter, right? Can we have your mini kirtan? So we will have this prana mantra, okay, and then Panchatattva mantra and Hare Krishna. Okay, just a short one. Anyone? If not, I will sing, then you all have to follow me. Okay, why so quiet, everybody? Are you all shy? I want some noise. How about Pavitra? Why? Why so humble? Pavitra, I've seen you for a long time. Have you tried leading kirtan,
Mataji.
Pavitra? Yeah, have you tried leading a kirtan?
No, I just know how to read it normally only. I don't know.
Would you like to try today? How about trying out today? You know, it just goes like this. Namo Vishnu Padaya. And then we all follow you.
Okay, I try it then.
Okay, thank you. Let's try.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini.
Everybody please unmute and sing. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya
Bhutale
Shri.
Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini.
Okay, Pavitra, Namaste. Pavitra, unmute.
Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nivishesha Sunyavadi Pasachati
Sarine. What happened? Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani
Gauravani Pracharini
Prine
Nivishesha Sunyavadi Pashatya Deshatari.
Okay, Pavitra. Jaya Sri. Go like that.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktarinda.
Beautiful. Everybody, please unmute and sing along, okay? Jaya
Jaya
Sri
Shri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya
Chaitanya
Prabhu Nityananda Shri
Advaita
Advaita Gadadara Shivashadi Gaura Bhaktavinda.
Okay, Pavitra, any tune. Prabhupada also can.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Rama,
Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
We go two more rounds, Savitra. Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One more time.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Haribol. Thank you, Pavitra. It was excellent. It's very beautiful. You should try often, okay? So thank you so much for Sankirtana also for following. I wish everybody else also could unmute and speak. All right, don't be so quiet. Okay, it'll be very boring if you're very quiet. So make some noise. Okay. Okay, somebody can quickly help us through with this Radha Madhava. Prahlad. Nandakumara mic is not working. Okay, just sing. We don't. Yeah, we can sing together, but you just lead, okay? Because it's already 11:11.
Okay, Mataji. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha. Jaya Girivaradari. Jaya Girivaradari. Jaya Yashodanandana. Jaya Braja Janaranjana. Jaya Yashodanandana. Jaya Braja Janaranjana. Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari. Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava. Jaya Kunja Bihari.
Haribol, all glory to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Prahlad. Prahlad, I make you a co-host, yeah, just in case I got disconnected, so you just hold it until I come back. So usually I'll have
Mataji, I don't think I can be a co-host because I'm actually in the car and I might get disconnected and all. So
Okay, okay. Pavitra, can I put you as a co-host just in case, I get disconnected?
Yes, Mataji. Sure.
Okay, let's offer our prayers to the spiritual teachers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vigna Vinasha Narsimha Iti Namine Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshvatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So today's topic is why Krishna is God. Okay. So yeah, so please, this is like an energizer, icebreaker quiz. So you can utilize your chat box to answer. Okay, can you see the title here? Speak your mind. Okay, so no judging. For 1 or 2 minutes, we can have 1 or 2 person to share. Who is the most powerful person you have come across in your life? And why do you consider him or her very powerful? Somebody can quickly, you can unmute and speak while the person is speaking. Somebody else can put in the chat. Anything, no judging, okay? Anybody would like to go first? or I will have to call the name. Abhay Charan, who do you think is the strongest that you have come across in your life? Okay, I wish somebody can speak. Oh, your line, Abhay.
Actually, I think that the Rock
The Rock, understand.
is the strongest. Vicky Muscular. He has
Yeah,
acted in a lot of movies,
yeah.
like carrying stone in the graphics, but looks real.
Ah, okay. So yeah, his strength, right? Very good. So another person like Mike Tyson also is a king of boxing, right? Anybody else? So generally when we speak about strong, we think of muscles and everything. So Rock comes to our mind. Anybody else? One more person? One more person, one more person. Okay, shall I speak to Vishnu? I've not spoken to you before. Vishnu, what do you think? What do you have in your mind when I say strong person? What comes to you? Vishnu, is your mic working? Okay, the reason I'm calling you all to interact is because I want to know that I'm not speaking alone. That's the reason, and also I want to, want you all to take part to make the class more lively. All right, Vishnu, are you there? How about Shankirtana? What do you think? What comes to your mind when I ask about the strong person, the most powerful person?
Mataji, I think because in my house, I think it's my grandfather because everyone is scared of him. I think strongest person I've met is my grandfather.
Is it because he's very strict?
He's strict to my father. He was strict to my father, but he's not strict to us.
Oh, then there's kindness in him. So, yeah, okay, I can understand powerful. That means, by the way, he says everybody follow, right?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, movie characters. Yes, of course, can. I know. Is it Iron Man? Pralat? Did I guess it correctly? Oh, you have a lot. Yeah, so basically, why do you like these superheroes in the movie? What do they do? Sauron. Sauron is the guy in the Lord of the Rings, right? Yeah, I understand. Okay, so when we talk about powerful person, we always try to relate to somebody who has lots of strength, like the Rock, like the superheroes. And then in Shankirtana's situation, the powerful person who has the strongest say in the house, okay, probably that. And some of my students, because this is from level 3 of Gita Gyan, so some of the Mataji shared that the mother is very strong, very powerful. Okay, so like this, so many people can inspire us with their strength. And sometimes we are attracted to people because of some very strong quality in them. It could be because of their wealth, or because they are beautiful, because they have lots of knowledge. Okay, strength we already covered. And sometimes we are attracted to people because they're very famous. Okay, so today we're going to see how Krishna can fulfill all these criteria in full, and he is also unlimited. Hold on, yeah. Okay. Now, to start with, we want to, when we do an experiment, right, we want to identify what object we are going to experiment. So first we want to define what is that. Shang-Chi. Okay, Shang-Chi is the new Marvel character, right? Okay, I haven't watched that. Okay, sometimes, so you can see Shang-Chi is not strong at all times. Sometimes, who is that? The lady, I forgot her name. Sometimes she has to come and save, right? Sometimes another superhero has to come and save. So sometimes these superheroes also, they have their weakness and somebody else to come and save them, right? Okay, so let's try to define God. Okay, so today's topic is God, right? Generally, so many people define God in so many ways. Okay, let's try to hear from two people. What is God to you? Sometimes people want to expand the acronym GOD. If you know, you can put in the chat. Or otherwise, in your own word, what do you think God is? Come, let's keep your fingers on the keyboard at all times. Nandakumara? Very quiet, Nandakumara. No audio, can chat. Okay? Okay, I don't want to call names, you know, it's not so fun. Raja, I have not spoken to you also, Raja. Tasha, Vishnu Guru. Come, let's speak. What do you think God is? Possess all six opulence in full. Okay, so let's go into that later. So generally what God is. Sometimes God means somebody is great. God is somebody is the strongest. Vendan, welcome. So we are talking about God. What is God to you? Anything else? Okay, I will wait for you all to put in the chat. Suhesh Kumara. Suhesh? Okay, so let's keep the comments coming in, yeah? So please don't be quiet, all right? I really beg you all, okay? Because if I wait, then I'm going to spend a lot of time waiting. All powerful, yeah. So that is one of the opulence which we will cover later. Okay, so this knowledge of God is also a science. You know, generally in science, you also want to find out what is the object that you want to experiment on. So first we want to define what is that object is. So when we want to define God, then we are calling this as divine science. So, okay, we will go through this, all right? Yeah, this is divine science. Now, first we want to quote from scriptures. What is God actually? Okay, before we go into our ISKCON Acharyas or Lord Krishna, all right, generally we want to know what is God. Okay, let's see this. This is from Vedanta Sutra. Can somebody read for me, please? My class, there'll be a lot of readings, a lot of taking part. Who else? Raja, can I hear you, please? Could you just please read the bolded line here? Or anybody else? Please just jump in and speak. Brahman, it starts with Brahman.
Mataji, can I read?
Yes, please, go ahead.
Brahman is he from whom everything emanates.
Emanates means coming from. So the Vedanta Sutras says that God is where everything is coming from. Okay, this is the short definition of God. Okay, so let's see what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Suhesh? After that, another verse is coming, so Prisha can read.
Bhagavad Gita 10.32, of all creations, I am the beginning and the end and also the middle.
Right, thank you. See, here the Vedanta Sutra says God is where everything comes from. And Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is explaining that I am the beginning. So which means everything is coming from him. Okay, let's compare with a verse from another scripture. Prisha.
Oh, Amaji, she's not here. She's
Okay, so you can read for us.
Okay. Revelations 22.13. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end.
Yeah, so can you see the similarity? So God is about where everything comes from. Okay, so please try to remember this information. Okay, when somebody asks who is God, okay, God generally, that's long ago, I interviewed somebody and somebody said, they just expanded the acronym GOD. They say generator, operator, destroyer. So generally, this is the information that everybody knows, generally. Okay, but we are sitting here, we are getting more information. We know that God is great, but we want to know how exactly God is great or how great God is. So this is the information that we are going to get today, all right? So generally there are a lot of information if you were to establish that Krishna is God. Okay, there's a lot of scriptures, a lot of information, a lot of slokas and verses. Okay, but to make it, put in perspective, you want to categorize this information in very big categories. Okay, first, we want to establish somebody is God. We want proof. What is the proof that this person is God? Has anybody seen these evidences? Okay, next, we want to have description of this person. How are we to believe somebody if we don't see them or we don't know their qualities? All right, so description, how they look like. All right, when we speak about God, we want to know why he's great. This is shown through his divinity. Divinity means something that not normal being can do. Okay, this is above the normal being, above the superhero, something that even superheroes cannot do, if you want to relate that way. And then we want to know his qualities. How God is better than us. All right, so that is the comparison we're going to make. Does God have history? How is he? Did he suddenly become God, like maybe 100 years or a tapasya for 500 years? Did he become God like that? So before that, was he a normal human? Did he become God? Or he's always been God? All right. So there are many ways we can receive knowledge. So generally there are three ways. One is called pratyaksha, one is anumana, one is sabda. So pratyaksha means what you can see, what you can hear, what you can smell, what you can taste. So these are all you acquire, this knowledge you acquire through your senses and working senses, like your hands and legs and toes and fingers. So these are all working senses. Okay, next step is, with this information you make a conclusion. Like experiment also, right? You have done this experiment. Okay, at this temperature this has happened, at this temperature this has happened. Okay, so what is the conclusion? The conclusion is this and this, so and so. With whatever you have in your hand, you are making a conclusion with that factors. Okay, nothing outside that. Okay, so if your information, if the material that you got is limited or wrong, got flaws in it, so does your inference, so does your conclusion. So this is a huge topic. Okay, the defects of human. Because of that, the third one is deemed the best. That is called sabda. Sabda means hearing. So basically, when you want to hear or know or acquire knowledge about spiritual information, then you go to scriptures. Okay, so like I say, it's a huge topic, but now I'm just going to tell you that scripture will be the best place for you to acquire knowledge, especially spiritual knowledge. And then after you know somebody, you want to know where he lives. Where does he live? What his home is made like? You know, we want to know that. So these are all the requirements we need to know to establish that this person is God. Okay, let's start with this. Yeah, proof. So why proof is important? Every time you will, somebody say something, did you see it? Did you hear it? You know, so generally we accept that seeing is believing. Until I see it, I won't believe it. Okay, so this is the first requirement. The first requirement is that the person that who's like, let's say, contender, a person who wants to claim that he is God, we want to know, we want to see what he has done. We want to know if anybody's seen him performing some, interesting things to qualify him to be called God. All right, so how do we relate Krishna here? So at least in recent times, okay, Krishna has come in various incarnations, and every time Krishna comes, millions of people have seen him. Okay, besides that, what is this? Recently, some people, they'll ask, have you seen Krishna? Have you seen God? Did Krishna really come on earth? So look at this picture here. What do you think this is? Anybody? What is this called? What picture is this? Can you all see? If you are on laptop, I hope you can see it clearly. Your visual experience will be better compared to handphone. Vendan, do you have any idea what is this picture about? Come on. Somebody, anybody?
Mataji, is this that Ramayana, that stone bridge?
Yeah. So what do you know about it, Sankirtana?
I know that when Rama wanted to go to Lanka, he built that bridge with Hanuman.
Yeah. So what have the scientists have recovered in relation to
I
that?
think this is the satellite view of the bridge.
That's right. And then the conclusion?
After so many years also, the bridge still can be seen in the satellite.
So yes, so this is an evidence that the bridge was built by human. Okay, there were arguments that the bridge is naturally hold on, yeah, Adam's bridge. Yeah, that's right. They call it Adam's bridge. Why it's Adam's bridge? Because they can make a comparison. It's like the sand is the beneath and the rocks on the top. So they realize that the rock is more reason than the sand. So if the sand is naturally built, okay, the rocks are on top, that is man-made. So they have come up with some calculation where it is definitely made by man. It is not naturally occurring situation. So this is an evidence that it was built by man, okay, and it coincides with the date, the Ramayana era. So it was built by Lord Ram and his team. Okay, so this is one proof. What is the another proof? Very famous proof. It's covered in documentary extensively to show the evidence Krishna existed, Krishna's kingdom existed. There were artifacts on it. Who can tell?
Dwaraka.
Yes, that's right. The lost city of Dwaraka underwater. So this kind of this information, there's plenty on the net, so you can actually go and watch. So like I say, this topic is really huge, and just to meet the point of discussion today, I'm going to give very overview, very on the surface, just the points. Okay, this should inspire you to go and read. You can read. This is all very interesting. Okay, so these two things, evidences. All right, of course there are a lot. Okay, these are just a few I'm giving you. So next. So first we already saw the proof. Now we want to know the description of God. Okay, on the left, the picture on the left is a quote from Genesis 1.27. Can somebody read for us? This is
Mataji,
about
can I read?
Yes, please, Abhay.
So God created man in his own image. In the image of God create him, him. Male and female created he them.
Yeah, so that's a bit of literature. So look at the first line. So, informs, okay, I learned history, right? I learned history in Sejarah, STPM Sejarah. So there's one point my teacher told me, that time we were talking about Zaman Jahiliya in Arab. Okay, so they were saying in Zaman Jahiliya, they actually was, okay, they take the buah kurma, right? And then the way she explained is like, they will piche, they make some hands, some legs, and if they want 8 legs, if they want 8 hands. So actually she's teasing our deities, because we also have deities with many hands, right? So I know she's trying to do that. But she's actually, in the context of the topic, she's referring to the people in Zaman Jahiliya. They do that, and then they make that, and then they put under the armpit. This is how she explained, So for her, the point is that this God that we are praying to, the deities, is actually created by human. So human created something, and then he prays to it as a superior power. So to them, it doesn't make sense. Okay, for people like this, for information like this, you can counter using this. Okay, this is in the Bible. So God created man in his own image. So the human that we have now, 2 hands, 2 legs and everything, is because we are reflecting the image that the God has. So it's the other way. Okay, so this is an information that we are resembling the personality of Krishna. We are made in the image of God. Okay, now let's see what is so special about Krishna in terms of this. So we have a powerful being, a powerful being like Lord Brahma. Okay, Lord Brahma is the first person created to create this material world. Okay, so Lord Brahma came from, so Lord Brahma came from Garbhodakasayi Vishnu. Okay, that's another topic. So let's see what Lord Brahma is saying about Krishna, how he describes Krishna. Somebody can please read for us, please. Anyone? You can sing it, or you can just read the translation. Oh, why everybody so quiet? Mia.
Mataji, I can read the translation.
Can. Thank you, Mataji.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is adept in playing his flute, with blooming eyes like lotus petals, with his head decked with peacock's feather, with the figure of beauty tinged with the hue of blue clouds, and his unique loveliness charming millions of cupids.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. So we can at least establish the oldest being in this creation is Lord Brahma. And Lord Brahma is mentioning here in Brahma Samhita, the primeval Lord. Primeval Lord means the first person, okay, prime. So when he says Govindam Adi Purusham, This is the original person already, but this part we will look at it later. Okay, the point here I want to show you is how Lord Brahma describes Krishna. He's got his flute, he's got a lotus-like eyes, he's got a peacock feather on his head, and he's ever youthful, he's full of bliss. Okay, his beauty excels millions of cupids. And then what else? Actually, he has Gaustuba jewel around his neck, and then he wears yellow garments. Okay, he's got this blue cloud complexion. These are all description. Somebody has seen him, somebody can describe him. Okay, so that is why it is said we are not going to stop at God is great. We want to know how God is great. And what does it mean that God is great? Why he is supreme in all these qualities? Why? Because his divinity is proven. This is another aspect where we can see or assess somebody who wants to say, okay, I'm going to compete in the competition called Who is God? All right. So we want to assess his divinity, right? Anybody can claim that they are God, that he is God. We have so many God mushrooming every now and then. After some times of meditation or yoga, and then they have some powers, they can do some yogi siddhi, then they say, I am God, I am like Krishna. This is how they do it. Okay, so we want to know, can you prove your divinity? So this is the third requirement. The third requirement is that the contender's divinity should be proven. Okay, so how did Arjuna ask Krishna to prove his divinity? What chapter is this? What picture is this? Can somebody tell me? Very famous. It's okay, Prahlad. Universal? What is universal? Universal form. So Arjuna wants Krishna to show. Is it because Arjuna didn't trust Krishna? Why do you think Arjuna asked Krishna to show this? Because Arjuna knows in the future a lot of imposters will come up. Okay, and Arjuna wants Krishna to set a requirement. This is the benchmark. If anybody wants to claim that they are God, then they have to show this. Because before this, in chapter 11, before this verse, chapter 11, Krishna will say, I am this, I am that, I am this, I am that. And Arjuna wants Krishna to show him that he wants to see. Seeing is believing. So Krishna wants to show something to Arjuna, and Krishna will tell him, I will show you what you want, and I will show you what you will want to see in the future. And after this, there is nothing remain for you to see. Okay, this in comparison to other scriptures where the God has been quoted saying that, for now, I'm only just going to give you this because this is what is sufficient for you to know. And then you fast forward to this. I mean, you skip to this and say, Krishna saying, after this, there's nothing for you to know. So imagine you're going for a crash course for your exam. And then after giving all the knowledge, the instructor says, okay, so I think this is enough for you. The questions will not run from here. This is enough. There's a lot more I did not cover. I'm going to just spot these topics for you. So do you go back with a lot of confidence? Or you think, I think I should just in case read some more? Would you have confidence in your trainer? Or if you have a trainer who say, okay, I've covered everything, your questions will not run from here because there's nothing else they can question. So I've also attended exams. I've also attended courses where the trainer will give a lot of questions. You try these hundreds of questions, 500 questions, they will not run. The question will definitely come from here, and you have that confidence. So that is the confidence Krishna is giving here. Okay, can somebody read this for us, please? I hope it's clear. Yeah, so is it confident? It's not confident. We are not confident. The confidence is not enough. That means there is something they did not give, they did not cover, which means their calculation or prediction is wrong. Okay? Come on, somebody who have not spoken yet. Vendan, can I hear you? Have you spoken yet? Come on, quickly, we only have less than half an hour to cover.
Hi Krishna Mataji.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, can I read? Okay.
I saw in that.
Sorry Mataji.
Please read the verse, the translation. Yeah.
Okay, Mataji. Arjuna saw in that universal form unlimited mouths and unlimited eyes. It was all wondrous. The form was decorated with divine, dazzling ornaments and arrayed in many arbs. He was garlanded glorious, and there were many scents smeared over his body. All were magnificent, all expanded, unlimited. This was seen by Arjuna.
Yeah, this was seen by Arjuna. And did Arjuna see it with his normal eyes? To see God, you need to have special vision, and that's the special vision that Krishna gave Arjuna. Okay, so that all in chapter 7, chapter 11. So you can read that. You can just read the verse translation. Okay, so you will get the flow. How actually come about to this, all right? Why Arjuna wants to see, and how actually Krishna granted that vision to Arjuna. And when Krishna appeared, how did he appear? How did it look like? Anybody has any idea when Krishna appeared like this? Can you, okay, now we are looking at the screen so we can see. How do you think Krishna appeared in real to Arjuna? How did it look like? Because you want to know. If somebody wants to say that I am God, can you please show me a universal form? And that universal form, even if the person shown all this, there's some other requirement also the person has to fulfill. Let's see. Suhesh. How do you think Krishna appeared in the battlefield? How could it have been?
In his true form with like showing all his 6 opulences. Is like all his body, not all his body, all his like very hands, legs, and very like scary, but yet like magnificent.
It will be very nice, right? Later on, it'll become very scary, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, very good. Suhesh, thank you for sharing. So when Krishna appeared, this is how it looked like. Mia, could you read for us, please?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Okay. If hundreds of thousands of suns rose up at once in the sky, they might resemble the effulgence of the Supreme Person in that universal form.
Yes, so this is how Krishna looked like to Arjuna. Even one sun brightness we cannot see, right? We have to wear shades, right? But you can see here, it's as if hundreds of thousands of sun rose, not one after one, at once. Okay, they might resemble, that is also like a drop in the ocean. They might resemble the effulgence of the Supreme Person in that universal form. So you can see how his divinity is proven. Okay, he's showing a lot of things, and then he's shown how bright he appeared. Okay, right. So we have covered the proof. We have covered the divinity. Okay, we have covered what else? What else we have covered? Hold on, yeah. Yeah, the description. Okay, remember in Brahma Samhita, Lord Brahma described. And then now we have established the divinity. Krishna has proven his divinity. This is, again, I'm telling you, is just a drop in the ocean, whatever we are speaking now. Okay, this is not everything about. Hold on. Okay, so next we want to see how Krishna proves or Krishna performs miracles. Okay, this is also another way we can establish Krishna's divinity. He performs miracles that no other being can perform. In every incarnation that Krishna comes, Krishna does something that nobody else could do. Okay, so there's a lot. Even if somebody mentioned about Dasavadaram, who was that? Yeah, hold on, yeah.
It was me.
Yeah, Mia mentioned about the Dasavadaram. Okay, so in Dasavadaram, in one incarnation, Krishna may exhibit one or two or few opulences. Okay, might not everything. But when Krishna comes onto the earth 5,000 years ago, Krishna basically exhibited, he displayed and manifested all the opulences in full. So that's why I'm going to just focus on Krishna. Who can comment on this picture? We have to go really fast. I want you all to speak. Who
This
can
is
tell?
Supernaka. Oh wait, this is a demon when I forgot her name actually. She comes when Krishna's a baby.
Putana. Okay.
Yes.
So, what is your comment about this? What's your comment about Krishna when he's not such a baby? I think a few days old only. I think it's about 3 days or like that. So, what is your comment about this? Krishna can
do something that no other kids or babies could do at that age.
Yes, very good. So this shows that Krishna does not become God. He's always been God. Even the moment he was born, he transformed himself to Vishnu and he started speaking to the parents. And then he transformed back to two-handed form. And then this is the first demon he killed, and he killed when he was such a baby. That shows how strong he is. Okay, next one. This is all about how Krishna has been proving his divinity all his life long, not all his life long, throughout the pastime on earth. Can somebody comment on this one? What picture is this? What is this about?
Govardhan Hill with his little pinky finger.
Yeah, the left hand. Okay, we can't even hold a bottle like full of this. I don't think I can hold it more than few minutes. I have to put it down. So Krishna has been lifting it with his left pinky finger. My weakest hand is left hand compared to my right hand, and Krishna is holding that with his little finger, and for 7 days, 7 nights. Okay, so this is the strength also. How about this one? How Krishna proves his divinity in this picture? What picture is this? Can somebody tell me? This is Narada Muni here, and this is like many palaces here in Dwaraka. Krishna is here, Krishna is here, Krishna is here, Krishna is everywhere. These are all the miracles that he can make, he can do. Krishna expanded his body into 16,108 forms. What number is this? Why Krishna has to expand into 16,000 forms? What is the need? One day, Narada Muni wanted to see what Krishna is doing in his Dwaraka, how he's actually managing 16,108 queens. So Narada Muni came, and Narada Muni saw in all the palaces Krishna was present. Krishna was present and doing different activities. So it was mentioned by Prabhupada in somewhere. They actually identify a yogi who can be present at 14 places, 14 or 20 places, but he was reported to be doing the same thing at all places. Let's say he was drinking, then every places, all other places also he'll be drinking. But here Narada Muni is so seeing that one part Krishna was playing with his queen, playing some game. One part he's dealing with people who's coming for cases, because he's a king, right? He was doing that. Another part he was playing with his children. So another part he was resting, something like that. So like this, Krishna was doing different things at all the palaces. He was present at the same time. So this is a miracle that nobody else can perform. Let's talk about another expansion. Krishna also expanded to other beings. What story is this one? What story is this? It's Krishna here. These are all the four-handed forms, and here there are little gopals here. What do you think is? What do you think this is?
Brahma Vimohana Lila.
Yeah, when Lord Brahma stole the cowherd boys and the cows, Krishna has to bring them back. What is he going to tell the parents? So he expanded to that many hundreds of cows and gopas. So this is another miracle. Okay, let's see what else we have here. What miracle is this? What Krishna actually showing Mother Yashoda? We are still on how miracles are being performed by Krishna. Okay. Yeah, I heard somebody speaking. Sorry, I interrupted.
The whole universe.
Yeah, he was showing Mother Yashoda the entire universe, how the creation was done, and then he was showing all the planets that's floating in the cosmic, and then he entered the earth, how he entered that country, and then how he entered the Vrindavan, and how he saw Mother Yashoda looking at his mouth, and then again it goes back to the universe, the cosmic, and then it goes again to the planets, and how Mother Yashoda was looking at Krishna, and then goes again and again and again until Mother Yashoda got bewildered. All right. So this is miracle of Krishna. If we open our mouth, what can we see? So, all right, let's move next one. Yeah. Okay. This is what Krishna, when he appeared as in the universal form, he spoke this. Somebody please read. Shaktivel. I can't see your. Yeah. Can you read?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Oh Arjuna, whatever you wish to see, behold at once in this body of mine. This universal form can show you whatever you now desire to see and whatever you may want to see in the future. Everything, moving and non-moving, is here completely in one place.
Yeah, so this is what I explained earlier. Okay, so I hope you all remember that. This is another miracle. Who can tell me what is this about? Come on. Very easy. Mahabharata. Shall I
Krishna
call?
saving Draupadi.
Krishna is saving Draupadi. How? What did he supply?
The Pandavas lost while gambling with like what is this?
The Kauravas, yeah.
Kauravas, and Draupadi, she was there and she was asking for help to everyone present in
Yes.
the palace, and when she nobody actually helped her. After she finally lifted her hands and said Krishna, and that is when Krishna came to save her, and she asked Krishna, why didn't you help me when you saw me when you saw that happening? Krishna said, you were calling everyone, but finally when you called me, and that's when I heard you and I came.
So how Krishna performed the miracle? What miracle he actually performed at this spot?
He hold a sari.
No. Yes, who else can tell me? He supplied unlimited length of sari, unlimited, until I think the guy's name is Dushasan. He's exhausted pulling the sari. So who can perform unlimited supply of sari? Krishna. Okay, thank you, Mia. You've been very nice, kind to share your thoughts. What is this? This is Devaki and her little sons who were killed by King Kamsa, demon King Kamsa. Okay, she actually got to know that Lord Krishna brought back Sandipani Muni's son. Sandipani Muni is Lord Krishna and Balaram's guru, okay, Gurukul teacher. And so as a token of reward and appreciation, Krishna asked, what do you want? Sandipani Muni said, could you please bring back my dead son? Okay, that's the whole story, all right? So when Mother Devaki heard that Krishna actually brought back somebody who's dead, then she asked, could you please bring back my other children who were killed by King Kamsa? Because he was so fearful that the child being born to Mother Devaki will kill him. So you all know the story, right? I hope. All right, so actually Krishna brought back them alive, right? So you can see one by one, you see what are the miracles that Krishna has done. Bring back somebody from death. Okay, it's not a common thing anybody could do. This, I'm not sure if you all know. Who is this? The lady with the hunchback? Who is this? Anybody knows? Her name starts from K. Anyone? Have you heard of Kubja? Kubja is a hunchback lady. Her duty is to offer scented things to King Kamsa. Okay, so at that time, Krishna came and he saw her, and he was like playing, Lord Balaram and Krishna was very playful. You were disturbing her. Can you please give me that? I like it. Then Kubja said, no, this is for King Kamsa. I cannot give. So, it was a very nice story. So, because she's hunchback, and in Krishna healed her. This is miracle that Krishna performed. He healed her back. You know how he did that? He used his toe to step on Kubja's feet, and he actually used his hand to push Kubja's chin up, and he straightened her spine. Right? It's a very beautiful pastime. If you get a chance, please read this. So Krishna healed Kubja. Okay, so we are done with the divinity is proven through the miracles that Krishna said. But Krishna did. But just by doing miracles, it doesn't make somebody, one or two miracles make them God. Probably they're just magicians. Okay, they cannot be God just because they perform some miracles. All right. So next we are going to learn about quality of Lord Krishna. How Krishna is different from us. People say you are also God. You also can become God. So we have heard people saying that, right? So here you need to use this. Qualities of Lord Krishna is even though not different from us, but he has that in a different quantity. Okay, so the qualities of Lord Krishna is known and proven. So to know Lord Krishna's qualities, there are many qualities, but Srila Rupa Goswami, he gathered about 64 qualities. Srila Rupa Goswami gathered about 50 qualities after consulting various scriptures. Okay, These 50 qualities you and I can have in a very minute scale, very little. Okay, it is mentioned that a person, a normal individual being can have this quality in very minute quantity. And if he is a pure devotee, to acquire that quality in very minute quantity itself, you need to be so good. All right, so we start with the 50 qualities that Rupa Goswami has given. Okay, next. And then there are another 5 qualities that can be seen in Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva as well. Okay, so that makes 55 qualities that Krishna has. And then another 5 qualities manifested in the body of Lord Narayana. So total got 60 qualities already. Okay, so what makes Krishna different from all these people, these personalities? He's got 4 qualities that are exclusive only for Lord Krishna. Can I have somebody to read these qualities? Quickly, please. Come on. Tasha, can you read first? 61, 62, 63, 64.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Tasha.
He is the performer of wonderful varieties of pastimes, especially his childhood pastimes. He is surrounded by devotees endowed with wonderful love of Godhead. He can attract all living entities all over the universe by playing on his flute. He has a wonderful excellence of beauty that cannot be rivaled anywhere in the creation.
Yes, so these are Krishna's qualities. Okay, so we want to assess the person who wants to claim that they are God. We want to see whether they have all these qualities. Okay. So apart from this quality that Srila Rupa Goswami has given in Nectar of Devotion, and we have this very nice sage giving us the definition of Bhagavan. Bhagavan means one possess 6 opulence. Okay, this is what we covered earlier. All right, we were talking about 6 opulence. All right, we might have some wealth, some strength, some fame, some beauty, some knowledge, some renunciation. Renunciation means you can be detached from things. Okay, so maybe now if for about 1 hour and a plus, we are detaching ourselves from TV, games, radio, stuffs like that. But one who can renounce that in full, then that quality belongs to Krishna. Okay, so let me just read this. This is Parasara Muni, father of Vyasadeva, and he given this definition in Vishnu Purana: full wealth, strength, fame, beauty, knowledge, and renunciation. These are the 6 opulences of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This, although it is said like this, it does not limit Krishna to these qualities. Okay, so 6 opulence of Krishna proving his supremacy. So put in perspective, it's like this. Okay, so you all can remember beauty, fame, wealth, strength, knowledge, and renunciation. So we're going to run through this beauty. So what is so great about Krishna's beauty? Yeah, he's beautiful, but he's so great about it. His beauty is unparalleled. What Krishna says here. Yes, okay, Abe, thank you. Oh, mighty conqueror of enemies, there is no end to my divine manifestations. Okay, look at this point here. In chapter 10, Krishna will talk so much about his opulence, his beauty, his greatness. And then he will say, what is the need? This is just a spark of my splendor. So we spoke so much about Krishna's greatness, and Krishna says, it's just a spark of my splendor. Okay, we can never finish talking about Krishna's greatness in 1 hour class, because for your information, Ananta Sesh, the one Krishna is, Lord Vishnu is residing on, he's got unlimited heads, unlimited mouths, unlimited tongues, and he is still talking about Krishna's glories, and he is not ending. Okay, so what are we, right? So these are just some quotes to support Krishna's opulences. In strength, Krishna says, I am the strength of the strong. How about knowledge? To give knowledge, the person must have that complete knowledge. And here Krishna says in chapter 15, from me comes the knowledge. I am the compiler of the Vedas. I am the knower of the Vedas. Okay, so this is how Krishna's knowledge is in full. Okay, we only know the knowledge about our own field. Okay, let's say I'm in banking, I only know about knowledge about banking, or probably a little bit more on others. Okay, if it's a doctor, so probably he knows only about medical science. Okay, so like this, we all know what is we are good at. But Krishna is good in everything. He knows everything about everything. So this is that point, all right? The unparalleled fame. Why Krishna is so famous? Are we talking about Krishna is famous only on the earth planet or in the material planet only? Okay. That is why Krishna says, this is Arjuna's saying. He said, oh, before this, Narada Muni, Asita, Devala and Vyasa has confirmed this before. All right. So that means Krishna is not only to be validated people on the earth. Okay. We are so small to validate Krishna, but the higher beings are validating Krishna. They are talking the greatness about Krishna. Okay. Wealth. So this one I mentioned already about the palaces. Krishna has 16,100 palaces and they are self-illuminated. They are not illuminated by electricity or generator or things like that. Okay, no need sun there. Okay, they are filled with marbles and jewels and expensive stones. So that's how the palaces are illuminated. And you can see how rich Krishna is. In Brahma Samhita, Lord Brahma says that he is being served by hundreds of thousands of Lakshmis. So that's how rich Krishna is. Okay, we are running after one Lakshmi, but all the Lakshmis are running after Krishna. Okay. Renunciation. Even though Krishna has everything, he dropped everything, and for the sake of his dear friend, he came to drive the chariot for Arjuna. Okay, that's how Krishna's renunciation is so great. So because we know Krishna is great, we want to know how great, right? So this is how great he is. Okay, can please put in the chat what are the 6 opulences quickly. We have few more slides to go. So who wants to leave, you can leave. But it's very nice information that you might learn today. So probably you want to spend a bit more time. Okay, I have fame here, wealth, beauty, intelligence, renunciation, knowledge. Let me count that again. Yeah? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yes, we covered everything. Thank you, everybody. Very good. Okay, so these are a few other qualities that Krishna is the supreme origin. He is the father, and he established that in Bhagavad Gita. These are the slokas. Krishna will say, I am the seed-giving father. These are all the points. Yeah. So try to remember 1 or 2 words. When we say Krishna, God is great, how God is great? Please explain. Because he is the origin. Why he is the origin? Because he is a supreme father. Why he is a supreme father? Because in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said, I am the seed-giving father. And he says, I am the father of this universe. All right. And then he created everything. What is the evidence? Krishna says, everything is made possible by birth, and I am the seed-giving father. He says that. Oh, I think I repeated that. I'm so sorry. Hold on, yeah. Supreme creator, right? Furthermore, O Arjuna, I am the generating seed of all existences. So that means he is the creator. And then in 10.8, Krishna says, I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. So this shows that everything comes from him. Remember the sloka in the Vedanta Sutra? Can somebody remember what was that line? In the Vedanta Sutra, who read that line? Can you remember? What Vedanta Sutra said? That everything emanates from him, right? So this is the evidence. Next is the controller and the maintainer. So these are all the slokas that Krishna says. I give heat, I give rain. With myself, I pervade and support the entire universe. You know, all the planets in the cosmic, in the universe, everything, how are they floating with the right distance? You know, they never lugger with each other. Why? Krishna says, by my energy, they stay in the orbit. And then Krishna says, everything works under my direction. So you can see by just saying maintainer, under that topic, how many things you can talk about Krishna. Okay, everything is controlled by him in this way. Other than that, he is present everywhere. Remember, I think it should be the Bible verse. I am the Alpha, I am the Omega, I am the beginning, I am the end. Yeah, Krishna says the same thing here. I am the beginning, the middle, and the end of all beings. Okay, as a super soul, he is He is residing in everybody's heart. As Brahman, he pervades the entire creation. As Paramatma, he is inside our heart. Omnipotent. And he says, nothing is better than him. Everything rests upon me. How the pearl is strung on a thread. You cannot see the thread, right? Right? Or from roughly you cannot see. You only can see the pearl. But how can the pearl there can be there without the thread? So something is holding it. So like that, Krishna is holding everything. All right? Omniscient means he knows everything. He knows what is happening in the present, in the past, and things that are yet to come. He also knows all living entities. We only know about our body. Krishna knows about everybody's body. And why we cannot remember from the things from the past? Krishna say, I can remember all of them, but you cannot. Okay? And then we want to know the history of this God. How old is God? Right? So this is from Bhagavatam. Can somebody read for us, please? Vishnu Guru, can we hear you, please? I have not heard from you today, even though I've called you many times. Are you there? How about Raja? Who's Priya? Priya, can you read for us? Mic not working. Sham. Okay, Sham.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, please read, darling.
Okay. In the beginning of the creation, the Lord first expanded himself in the universal form of Purusha incarnation and manifested all the ingredients for the material creation. And thus at first there was the creation of the 16 principles of material action. This was for the purpose of creating the material universe.
Yeah, so from here we can see how Krishna is so old. He's so old that creation comes from him. So it's timeless, all right? So a person who wants to contend for the position of God has to be this old, that creation must come from him. Okay? Okay, now let's see what Lord Brahma is saying. Shankirtana.
Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is the supreme Godhead. He has an internal blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin, and he is the prime cause of all cause.
Yeah, so he is that old. Everything comes from him. Lord Brahma is declaring that he is the origin of all. So what more we need, right? Next one, also from Brahma Samhita. Pavitra. Pavitra, are you there?
Yes, Mataji.
The second one, the blue one.
Sustainable by pure unalloyed devotion of the soul, who is without a second, who is not subject to decay, is without a beginning, whose form is endless, who is the beginning and the eternal Purusha, yet he is a person possessing the beauty of blooming youth.
Yeah, thank you. So, point here. He is the beginning. He doesn't decay. Means he doesn't take birth. He doesn't die. All right. So, finally, we want to know, okay, we know this person. I want to know where he stays. Okay, so this is in Skanda Purana. So, in Skanda Purana, it is described how that the planet that Krishna is in looks like. Who wants to go? Vendan.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, can you read for us the whole thing?
Okay. Starting from number 12 or?
Yeah, can.
Okay. Having successively crossed the shades of the element, beast, earth, water, fire, wind, and ether, ego, aham, mahat, and prakriti, each of which is 10 times larger than the previous one, he arrived at the wonderful Goloka. It was the glorious abode, accessible only to those exclusively devoted to Hari. While going, he saw the extensively wide and fathomless river Viraja.
Okay, so this is some explanation about Goloka where Krishna stays. Of course, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna talks about all these creations, right? And then he will say there is another abode which is eternal, which is not illuminated by electricity or sun or things like that. And that is my abode. When you come to my abode, then you will not return. Okay, these are explanation in Bhagavad Gita, and this is some information from Skanda Purana. Okay. And then we have other scriptures like Brahma Vaivarta Purana. I will read this. Okay, just pay attention, yeah. Oh Brahmana, the Goloka is located above all the three worlds, which is eternal like the Lord himself. It is spread into crores of yojanas. It exists in the form of a globe. It is quite illustrious, and its land is studded with gems. Okay, so like this, the Goloka has been described here. Okay, fast forward to here. Below the Goloka and the distance of 50 crores of yojanas, Vaikuntha is located to its south. Sivaloka is located to the west. Both the Vaikuntha and Sivaloka are as beautiful as the Goloka. So these are information in Brahma Vaivarta Purana. So you can see the description about Krishna's address is given in few scriptures. Okay, yeah, this is the verse that I was telling you. Okay, Shaktivir, could you please read 15.6? Shaktivir. That supreme abode of mine is not illumined by the sun or moon, nor by the fire or electricity. Self-illuminated. Where the light coming from? Krishna. Okay, Krishna is the source of the Brahman, source of the Jyoti. So he doesn't need light to light up his planet. Okay, so this is how great his address is. So all the while we know, okay, this is great, but we want to know how great. This is that great that he doesn't have electricity to light up his planet. It's all self-illuminated. So finally, what the incarnation of Lord Shiva is saying. Okay, somebody, this is the last reading. After that, there is a video from Prabhupada, and that's the end of the class. Okay, Tasya, the English.
In this present day, people are very eager to have one scripture, one God, one religion, and one occupation. Therefore, Ekam Shastram Devaki Putra Gitam. Let there be one scripture only, one common scripture for the whole world, Bhagavad Gita. Eko Devo Devaki Putra Eva. Let there be one God only for the whole world, Sri Krishna. Eko Mandras Tasya Namani. And one hymn, one mantra, one prayer, only the chanting of his name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Karmapyekam tasya devasya seva. And let there be one work only, the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Shiva in Gita Mahatmya states that only one God, Krishna, the son of Devaki.
Yeah. Tasya, who is saying this?
Lord Shiva.
Yes, thank you. So this is a conversation between Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati in the scripture called Padma Purana. Okay, so these verses are made famous by Adi Shankaracharya, who is the none other than incarnation of Lord Shiva himself. Okay, so he says, let there be one God only, and let it be its Lord Krishna. Okay, this is the video, so please stay until the video finishes. Okay.
So our proposition is that if you do not know God, and here is God, Krishna, why don't you accept it? You do not know, first of all. And if I present here is God, then why don't you accept it? What is the answer? We are presenting God, here is God. And big acharyas have accepted. Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Vishnu Swami, Lord Chaitanya, and our disciple succession, my Guru Maharaj, and I am preaching, it is God. I am not presenting a God whimsical. I am presenting a God who is recognized. So why don't you accept? What is the difficulty?
Right? So that video is to show that, sometimes people will argue, oh, I think there must be another God. So yeah, you have all these requirements. Can you please bring somebody who can fulfill all the requirements? Oh, no, I don't have. So if you don't have, then I'm telling you, this is God. So why don't you accept it? This is what Prabhupada is saying. Okay. So even if you do your own research, checking all the Vedic scriptures, you will come to this conclusion. So you can do that and come to this conclusion, or you take this information and come to the same conclusion. So choice is ours. Okay. So thank you very much. Any questions? It's 12:15. I'm so sorry, the Babas. I try to wait for more students to come in. So yeah, if there's no question, then you can leave. I'll be here until everybody leaves. If you have anything, then you can just ask me. I'll stop the recording.